Welcome back to another explainer. Today, we're tackling something huge, self-improvement. But hey, don't worry, we aren't talking about climbing some massive, impossible mountain here. We're actually taking the absolute best insights out there and breaking down 8 key principles into a highly actionable 2-minute masterclass. Let's get right into it. So, think about this for a second. Does personal development really require a lifelong, totally overwhelming commitment? We so often just assume that changing our lives means endless hours of grueling effort, right? Like sweating it out in a gym for 3 hours or reading encyclopedias late into the night. But what if it didn't? What if real lasting change was actually way faster than that? Okay, let's dive into this. Have you ever heard of the 2-minute rule? It is this beautiful, incredibly simple concept that any massive goal can be broken down into much smaller tasks. And the crazy part, some of these micro tasks take literally less than 2 minutes to accomplish, yet they're the exact catalyst you need to get moving toward your bigger ambitions. Just carving out 2 little minutes of your day to complete one single small task can absolutely transform your overall well-being. To make all of this super clear and actionable, we've grouped 8 daily tips into 5 main pillars. We're looking at fueling your physical engine, expanding your knowledge base, cultivating emotional health, finding your support system, and finally, the power of self-reward. All right, pillar number 1, fueling your physical engine, specifically looking at hydration and whole foods. The very first of our 8 principles is beautifully simple. Just drink more water. I know. It sounds super obvious, but a massive number of us are walking around secretly dehydrated. And that dehydration, it directly causes fatigue, headaches, and just tanked productivity. Now, getting those recommended 8 glasses a day is tough if you aren't actively thinking about it, but you can actually use a psychological trick called the availability bias. Basically, by keeping a massive, full glass of water sitting right near your desk at all times, you're literally tricking your brain into thinking, hey, there's a bunch of water just staring at me, I should probably drink it. It's a tiny tweak, but it makes a substantial difference to your energy levels with almost zero conscious effort. Principle number 2 is swapping out processed meals for whole foods. As a general rule of thumb, the fewer the ingredients, the better. Whole foods like fruits, veggies, eggs, nuts, these are things you can actually pronounce. On the flip side, processed foods packed with dyes and mystery chemicals, they're just going to leave you feeling sluggish and totally unproductive. So, I challenge you, take a close look at your very next meal. Swapping out just a few items for whole foods is going to give you an immediate return on your energy. Moving right along to pillar number 2, expanding your knowledge base, specifically through books and talks. Principles 3 and 4 focus on how you're consuming information. Now, what's really interesting about this is just how accessible learning is today. By simply cutting down a tiny fraction of that mind-numbing screen time we all do, you can massively open your mind. You can take 2 minutes to shoot a text and ask friends for quick book recommendations so they're queued up and ready for you. Or, hey, if you prefer audio or visual stuff, hop on YouTube and watch a TED Talk. The subjects are practically limitless, from happiness to urban planning to biology. You can even search for full recorded university lectures that colleges happily upload for free online. It's wild. And circling back to that psychological trick we discussed a minute ago, you can totally use the availability bias here too. Just keep your learning materials visibly accessible. The source material for this explainer notes a fantastic anecdote where the creator kept 4 massive, heavy personality textbooks sitting right on their desk. Because they were sitting right there, physically waiting for them, the temptation to just dive in and actively learn was heavily amplified. You're basically setting your environment up to make learning completely inevitable. Okay, pillar number 3, cultivating emotional health. We're focusing specifically on gratitude and forgiveness here. Principle 5 is practicing daily gratitude. Now, I know that can sound a little bit cliche, but trust me, it is deeply, profoundly practical. Here is an incredibly simple 2-minute nightly routine for you. Step 1, keep a small journal right next to your bed. Step 2, right before you go to sleep, write down everything you're grateful for on a single page. And step 3, just watch that notebook fill up with positivity night after night. It's a tiny habit, but it literally melts away your daily stress and primes your brain to crush your goals the very next morning. And if you're sitting there thinking gratitude is just some sort of abstract magic, it's really not. There is hardcore neuroscience backing this up. There's this neurological concept called the reticular activating system. Basically, it acts as a filter for the millions of bits of information your brain is bombarded with every single second. When you pair that with concepts like the law of attraction, being primed with gratitude literally tunes your brain's filter to recognize opportunities and positive pathways you would have otherwise completely ignored. You are literally wiring your brain for success. Principle 6 pairs perfectly with that gratitude, and it's simply this: forgive someone. Look, we've all been wronged and we've all made mistakes, but holding onto a grudge carries severe consequences for your own mindset. Forgiveness isn't just a favor for the person who wronged you. Letting go of a grudge is honestly the ultimate act of self-care. It releases your own stress, your anxiety, and all those heavy negative feelings you've been clinging to. So I urge you, take just 2 minutes today to silently forgive someone in your mind. Just release that burden so you can move forward totally unhindered. Moving to pillar number 4, finding your support system. You really don't have to do it alone. This brings us to principle 7, join a group of supportive individuals. So the crucial point is that a solid support system provides words of encouragement, shared resources, and it uncovers opportunities you would just never find sitting alone in your room. You can use platforms like Meetup to find local interests. Maybe you're looking for fellow writers in Philly or real estate investors in Austin. You can easily join free expert-run Facebook groups for really specific niche resources, or you can jump into structured mastermind groups like the Practical Growth Academy mentioned in our source material, which gives you weekly book summaries, worksheets, and a dedicated community. Bottom line, find your tribe, and your motivation is going to skyrocket. Which brings us to our final pillar, number 5, the power of self-reward and solidifying your growth. Principle 8 is to actually take the time to reward yourself. In the self-development space, we're notoriously hard on ourselves, right? Constantly pushing for the next big thing. But remember this quote: positive reinforcement will encourage you to keep going and keep growing, even when that reinforcement comes from within. And this brilliantly illustrates how taking a quick moment to reflect on your daily incremental improvements actually speeds up your overall results. Acknowledging your wins creates this powerful, compounding effect of motivation that pushes you right into tomorrow. Well, that brings us to the end of this explainer and to a very important question for you. Which 2 minutes will you claim today? Are you going to go fill up a massive glass of water and put it right on your desk? Will you take 2 minutes tonight to write down 3 things you're grateful for? Or maybe will you silently forgive someone who wronged you? I'm challenging you right now to pick just one tiny 2-minute habit from today's explainer and start your compounding journey immediately. You've got the tools, you've got the science. Now all you need is 2 minutes. Thanks for learning with me today, and I'll catch you next time.